Hi, my name is TJ Rock. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm a senior. Next year, I'll be a super senior. My major is sports management with a minor in communications, and I bowl for Wichita State University. One of the best things as a student athlete for Wichita State University is the fact that I get to represent a great school. It's good to be in the centralized United States. The biggest hardship I would think is mentally. I mean, I'm from Las Vegas, so that's about 18-hour drive to even see my mom or my dad. So it takes a lot of tolls to be here, but I know I'm doing it for the right reason. Life after college for me is going to be bowling. I want to be able to do that for a living. I want to make the best out of it I can. It's very hard to make it on tour now with all the extra hurdles, but I think I can do it. And I think being here at Wichita State is going to help me too. I don't have in-state tuition because I didn't come on a bowling scholarship as well. I think it's a little high, but for what we pay for, what we get, it's worth it. We have our own facilities, like we have our own lanes down in the RSC that we use from 2 to 5 basically every single day we need them. And we have our own locker rooms and our own facilities throughout that we need as bowlers. And I think it helps out everybody.
My name is Kobe Rogers. I'm a 4th-year senior. I'll be a 5th year next year. And my degree is communications, but I'm changing it to general studies. Well, my journey with basketball has been, it's been a lot. Traveled a lot, sacrificed a lot. I heard from some schools, but WSU kind of recruited me the hardest. I mean, Wichita State's known for basketball, so I figured it was a win-win, and, that's what led me here. During the season, don't really have a lot of free time, but it is important to set time for that because it's a balance, and sometimes you can get overwhelmed and get too into, basketball and traveling, and you forget about academics or vice versa. And then also just for your well-being and just how you feel about yourself. I realized as I got older that stuff is important. Social connectedness. I mean, I can speak a lot on just athletic teams. It's kind of like each team's like a little family. I mean, basketball is kind of more volatile in the sense like you have a team this year and then next year you have a whole new team, but the other teams are kind of, they've been there multiple years, 2, 3, 4 years, so to speak. So you can tell the difference. But in terms of like with students, I haven't seen like anything where like all the students are super connected, but I haven't seen anything where like all the students are super separate. I would say it's generally a normal sense of connectedness depending on, the type of crowd you run with. I think the Greek life is strong here. I can honestly say the schools I've been to, the alumni here has been strong, present, they're proud alumni. So I mean, I guess in that sense, then their connectedness to the school is strong, which is, a good sight to see.
One of the biggest things as a student athlete for me that hurts me a lot is time management. So trying to deliberately get ahead of it is a hard thing for me. I'm a very hard procrastinator. There's 2 hours left, I'm doing it 2 hours to go. But being a student athlete makes it even harder because of trying to figure out the best way to get it done while also still getting ahead in your sport and trying to push yourself enough to keep going, because even though when it gets hard, you just got to keep going. I think WSU can do a little bit more to support their athletes by finding tutors. Like if I had a tutor come to me and say, hey, I'm willing to help you, but you need to be able to follow up with me, I think that'd be a lot easier, because my motivation to go see a tutor right now is not necessarily the greatest because of my schedule. I'm busy, and I understand that tutor is busy as well, but being a student athlete, I feel like it should be a little bit more of catering towards trying to find something in our time because we're always busy all the time.
I think I had meetings with a mentor, they call it, and she would kind of give us a layout of our assignments for the week, our assignments for the month, and they'll ask about like grades. They'll check my grades and see what I got on assignments from previous weeks. Yeah, they'll walk you through your assignments. They'll ask you, do you need any help? Do you need a tutor? Stuff like that, which is, helpful just to have somebody to, ask those questions and to, show they care. So, I mean, that was good. And then the teachers, the professors I've had, they're on the same page with our athletic advisors. So if we say something to the advisors, they'll tell the teachers and vice versa, which is good. So it's not like no wall between the two.
The differences between bowling and other sports are they tell us to go to things around campus, but it's just what anyone can go to, a non-athlete can go to. We don't have counselors. Bowling can't use the same facilities as basketball because they can use the athlete facility that they just built maybe a year and a half ago. We can't use that because we're not NCAA or technically a club sport. It's not necessarily having the same feeling of, oh, we care about you just as much as the basketball team. We won national championships too. We're at 23. It's crazy to not even think that we can't get the same benefits. But once the girls become NCAA, which should be soon, I think we'll be able to use those facilities as well.
Well, the person I know that dropped out, they actually had a situation on campus at school. So they took a semester off, but they never went back. I know a lot of people who've left because too far from home. I mean, nowadays, some people will just go online instead of actually physically staying on campus, simply because it's cheaper. So yeah, I mean, it'll either be too expensive, they want to be closer to home, or they just have a situation where they just, had to step away for a little bit.
As college students, it gets a little hard with all the stuff that you have to do, especially college athletes. So it's trying to make sure that you are ahead of your stuff, that you can continuously push yourself every single day and never give yourself doubt.